Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Annie and this is Unity Consciousness. Today we're going to be discussing the energy that will be prominent, well, has been prominent since the 4th of July. As you'll notice, today is Thursday and I'm producing the video today because I needed to create a little bit of space for myself, because I certainly was in the thick of a lot of energy over the past 6 to 8 weeks, truly since eclipse season started. And I wouldn't say I was in a bad place, because there's never a bad place to be in circumstances like this, but I needed to step away and gain a greater understanding so that I can translate the energy for some of you who may be in similar circumstances or feeling something like I am. Or have, and maybe this will make a little bit more sense of this entire eclipse season as well as the new beginnings that are coming in this week. So let's back up just a little. Last week we spoke about the Mars creating a T-square, or joining a square that's prominent for this entire year. It perfected again on the 14th of June between Saturn and Uranus. So Mars jumped in last week and provided action. So we were being asked to take action on something that Saturn-Uranus square stands for, which again, freedom versus restrictions. On a very superficial level, that's what that means. We've discussed it in great detail, so I don't want to go into all that again. But last week, Mars asked us to take action. So this week, Venus is joining the party. So Venus is now forming a T-square between the Saturn-Uranus square. So this Venus is emotional responses, and she's in Cancer. So again, this is very emotional, but for the purpose of healing. Venus is going to shower us with love and the healing moments that are necessary and pull us through some of these harsh truths and the realities that we've had to face. And truly, as I mentioned, there have been a few in my life personally that has to do with ancestral programming that needed to be healed, as well as some relationships that I had with friends that needed to be adjusted, or that I needed to step away from and create some space. So in addition to all of that, this past Tuesday, which I believe was the 6th, yes, it was the 6th of July, Mercury left shadow and is finally going forward. But on that same day, when it is extremely powerful because it's changing, it has changed directions coming out of shadow and up, getting to full speed, it squared Neptune. So that's the third and final time that Mercury, if you understand the retrograde cycle, so the planet is going to hit the same point or degree 3 times. So that is the third and final time that Mercury squared Neptune to that extent and degree. And I'm so glad that it's over. I'm so glad that the third hit had occurred, because with that comes clarity. Again, Mercury is now going direct, full speed, headed in the direction it should be heading. So with that comes clarity. Now, prior to that, there could have been, uncertainty, chaos, miscommunications, misunderstandings, that third and final time, but with it, like I said, comes the clarity, because now it is full speed ahead. And the same happened for me. So that third hit on Tuesday, again, threw me for a loop. There was a great deal of chaos and uncertainty. By stepping back, and as we edge closer towards the new moon on Friday, tomorrow, the clarity is certainly coming in for me, and I'm hoping that it's doing the same for you. The uncertainty that I personally have faced over this Mercury retrograde season, as well as the eclipse season, it created a lot of chaos, misunderstandings, uncertainty. Powerlessness also came into play. But all of that was necessary for me to heal some aspects of ancestral programming that was very dysfunctional in my life, that I needed to make some adjustments internally, look at things realistically, face some of those harsh truths, and separate myself from some relationships that needed to fall away, that I was trying to tend and keep up with, when in fact they didn't resonate with the level of understanding and level of spirituality that I'm currently at. So all that was very necessary for me to face some of those harsh truths, but also create some space for myself to heal. And now the clarity is coming in. As I mentioned, tomorrow we've got a new moon in Cancer. Very exciting. Cancer has to do with home, domicile, feeling very comfortable in that, without drawing too many comments back towards myself, but I'm going to give you one more example. So something that happened to me is I have lived in the same home for 3 years, and I am a renter or leasing this home. Out of the blue, my landlord announced that it's time, they have to sell this house. And they were giving me the opportunity to purchase the home, but there were just so many obstacles and so many things going on that were creating restriction for me, so I didn't have the freedom necessary to purchase the home. And now I do believe with this new beginning, we've got some things worked out that are going to allow me to, and also those who live with me, to stay in this location, or certainly in this community, which is super good news for all of us. And that has to do with my home and family. So this Cancer piece of this new moon is allowing me to see that everything that's happened in the last 6 to 8 weeks certainly has happened for the greater good. It's allowed me to align with that I feel comfortable in and with for my family and my domicile, my home and my family, which is what Cancer stands for. So I'm super, super excited. Can't wait to see what the next 48 to 72 hours brings, along with this new moon, its new beginnings. Again, I'm going to be setting an intention, and I ask for you to do the same relative to your home and family. Any of the uncertainties or chaotic moments that have been brought to you in your sphere of understanding over the course of the Mercury retrograde cycle or the eclipse cycle can now be healed, and new beginnings begin to open up for you in that space that you had that you had the courage to address and clear away, so that some of these new beginnings can take shape and step in. Now, I mentioned that Venus is in Cancer, and that has to do with a lot of love too. And so does Cancer. Cancer is emotional, and we're being asked to enjoy a new sense of freedom that aligns with who we are at the spiritual level that we find ourselves in through this ascension process, and welcome this new version of ourselves that's rooted in love and wisdom. And that the challenges over the past few weeks have asked us to recognize that level of wisdom and recognize the level of love that we have for ourselves and those around us. We have evolved and changed. Uranus is involved here, Saturn and Uranus. So Uranus is all about evolution, asking you to step forward, and sometimes it comes out of the blue, so that you can evolve into the greater version of yourself. And now it's time to celebrate the changes that we are being asked to make and have been asked to make, and the clearing of the space for good things to now step in and take form. That's part of the manifestation that comes along with this new moon cycle. Also, forgiveness is important here, folks. So as you move through some of these cycles of loss, chaos, harsh truths, and reality, don't forget to hold space for forgiveness. There's a great deal of power in forgiveness and healing that comes when we deal with ancestral programming, so that we can realign it so it works out in our favor, instead of being stuck in the rhetorical ancestral programming that has persisted in our lives, perhaps forever. And when you hold space for others, allowing that forgiveness to come in, again, you're creating more space for folks to come into your life that are aligned with who you are currently today. So it is a time of celebration for your higher self. It's a time of celebration, new beginnings, the realization that you are creating changes on the external world that now align with who you are internally, because you've had the courage to step up and deal with some of these long-standing restrictions that have been holding you back from recognizing who you are at a very high level. So that's what I have for you this week. I'm super excited for this weekend. My apologies for the lateness of this video, but I really wanted to allow myself a few more days to greater understand what was happening to me, so that I can translate it in, hopefully help some of you all as you have met some challenges relative to the Mercury retrograde cycle or the eclipse cycles, or both of those, so that we can set some intentions using this new moon that will carry us through the next 2 to 4 weeks, and hopefully align with that north node that also was part of the eclipse cycle. Now we can really connect with that north node. We've cleared some of these things away that needed to be cleared away, and I'm ready to jump in full bore. I can't wait to see what's going to be coming up now for me, as I've cleared some very, very, very good things away in a very healthy fashion, with love and wisdom rooted in every sense of my consciousness. So please be sure to rest and hydrate. This time has been very taxing, but it is important to rest, hydrate, and practice healthy detachment if necessary. Provide self-care to yourself, and also self-love for yourself in this process. And be patient. That's the other thing. It's very difficult. I can be a very impatient person, especially if I have my eye on a prize and I know how to get there. I can be extremely impatient, but I needed to be patient through this process. Did I like it when I was in the thick of it? Absolutely not. But I understood that for the healing and the love for myself to come in, I had to be patient as the universe allowed the manifestation of my desires to take form. I needed to clear away some of the things that were truly unnecessary, and do it in a very loving way. And I do respect the cosmic knowing of my higher self, and that the fact that the universe does want to align me with my higher self in whatever form that happens to take. I will be with you for the rest of the week, and hopefully back on track next week with a video to be produced on Sunday or Monday. We'll see how things shake out, but I'm wishing the best for you. And if you like this video, please don't hesitate to click the like button. And as well, if there's somebody that you know that's struggling or has been struggling, please share this video with them. My hope in all of this is to help folks in this transitional process as we ascend from 3-dimensional energy to 5-dimensional energy. It's time. And the more open you are to the process, the more easy it becomes. Take care. Namaste.